Hello students, today we are doing lesson 7.5 and this is solving simple systems, which is what we've been solving so far. Solving simple systems of equations by the addition method. Okay, so we've learned two other types so far. So this is our third type to learn. So we've learned graphing and we've learned substitution. And today we're going to learn how to do it with adding. And pretty soon you're going to have to know which one of those to do in which situations. Okay, or which one's easiest to do. You can do any of them in any situations, but some of them are easier to do than others. So let's jump right in and do a couple of examples. So example 1, we have x plus y equals 4 and x minus y equals 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly what this says and we're going to add. Okay, so we're going to take all of the problem and we're going to add straight down. So we're going to go x plus x is 2x, y plus y is 0, right? Y minus y is 0, and then 4 plus 10 is 14. So now I'm going to solve this by dividing by 2, and I get x equals 7. Remember, in a system, your answer is an ordered pair. So my x is a 7, and now I need to figure out what my y is. So all I'm going to do is substitute this back up here. So I'm going to take the first equation, and I'm going to put 7 in for x. And some of y'all could probably do that one in your head. But y equals -3. So up here on my answer, I'm going to put -3. So this one seems pretty easy, right? This way to do it. But it only works this easy with some equations. Okay, so let's go on to one other one that I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to have you do one on your own. Okay, so example 2. Now, I know this is called the addition method, but let's look at this next one. We have 3x plus 2y equals 8, and 3x plus 5y equals 14. Okay, don't write this right now. I want to show you something in red, and I'm going to erase it right after I do it. So if I were to add these, I would get 6x plus 7y equals 22, right? Well, my x and my y did not disappear there. When I did it up here, remember, my y disappeared, and so, or it turned into 0. And so that's what I want to happen. Well, that didn't happen here, so we have to do something different. So let me erase this. So another form of addition is adding the opposite or subtracting, right? So in this addition method, we also do subtraction. So I'm going to write that up here. And we're going to subtract everything in this problem. And so I know to subtract because I know 3x minus 3x is going to give me 0x. And that's what I want to do. I want to either get a 0x or 0y. Okay, so let's subtract everything on the bottom. So I'm going to put minus signs or negative signs. They're the same thing, right? All the way across the bottom. So I have minus, negative, negative. Okay, and so now I get 0x here. So that's nothing. I'm not going to write it down. And here I get -3y. And here I get -6. Then I divide by -3. And I get y equals 2. So remember, when you're doing these problems, when you have to do subtraction, and you put negatives in front of all of them, that's because I have to subtract everything, okay? If you can do it in your head, then you could say, okay, what's 2 minus 5y? What's 8 minus 14? Or put it into your calculator. But remember, you're subtracting everything. You don't just subtract the first part, you're subtracting everything. Okay, now that I know what y is, I'm going to put it into my first equation. So I'm going to put that 2 in place of y, right? So this 2 is in place of y, because that's what y equals. And now I'm just going to solve the equation. so I get 3x equals 4 divided by 3, and my x is 4/3. So my answer for this problem is 4/3 and 2. Remember, do not be afraid of fractions, okay? They happen all the time in life. Okay, so now that I've shown you two different ways, adding and subtracting, subtraction is just the opposite of adding. That's why we put it under addition method. Now I'm going to have you do one on your own. And what I want you to do on this one is decide for yourself. Do I need to add or subtract? So if you're adding, you should be able to see two of them that are just going to cancel out. So a y and a negative y, or a 2x and a negative 2x. Okay, those will cancel each other out. Then you just add. But if you can't find that, and you just see two that are exactly the same, like on this one where we have 3x and 3x, then you know that you need to minus. Okay, so here's your problem for example 3. We have 4x minus 2y equals 13, and 8x plus 2y equals 23. So again, you're going to pause and you're going to solve this one on your own. But if you get stuck, then just hit play for a minute until I get you unstuck, and then hit pause again and try to finish it. Okay, like if you don't know whether to add or subtract on this one, think about it for a while, get it in your head, say, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. But if you're really not sure, then hit play and then hit pause as soon as you hear what I say to do. Okay, go ahead and hit pause and work this problem on your own. Okay, now that you're back, the thing you should have decided to do was add, and that's because you have a negative 2y or minus 2y and a positive 2y. So that's going to equal 0. So I'm going to add these two problems together. So I get 12x, the y's are 0y, so I don't need to write those down, equals 36. Now I divide by 12, and my x is 3. Okay, and now I'm going to figure out what y is. So I'm going to go back up to this first one. I always rewrite it, and that's for your notes purposes so that you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to substitute in the 3, this 3, for the x. Okay, and now I'm going to solve this problem. So I get 12 minus 2y equals 13. I get minus 12. Do not forget that that leaves that 2y with a negative in front of it. Some of y'all are leaving off those numbers and it messes you up. And don't leave off the negative when you divide. Okay, so I have y equals negative 1/2. Always move that negative up to the top. Okay, and so there's my two numbers. And so my answer is 3, negative 1/2. Remember, this is like if I were graphing, that's the point where the two lines would intersect. And see how I get a half in there? That would be hard to graph. That's why using the addition method is the better choice here. Okay, that's it for today. So you're going to solve some problems with this addition method. Okay, that's it.